Penn, I had no idea which class I wanted to join. I just knew that I wanted to join something where I was giving back to the community. And I remember walking down Locust my freshman year and approaching the booth to a club called PIIC. And these super friendly upperclassmen started explaining to me that PIIC's mission is to help developing countries across the globe by doing something called consulting. And I had no idea what consulting was. I just knew that I wanted to help. And these people, they were super encouraging. They were understanding about me not knowing anything about consulting. And they seemed like a good group of people to help with. They were warm, they were friendly, they were open, and they were willing to give me a chance. So I ended up applying to PIIC and ended up joining.
I actually found out about PIIC from a very close friend who is also in PIIC right now, and I was immediately drawn in by the social impact aspect and the international traveling aspect. I have always had a passion for international affairs and community development and global solutions. With PIIC, I kind of get the best of both worlds. I can focus on the international community development as well as the consulting aspect of things, not to mention traveling to amazing places. I also decided to join PIIC because I wanted a family on campus. When you are a freshman coming into college, you really only know the people that you meet during NSO or the people from your hall. With PIIC, I got to know people from all around the world, from all different majors in all 4 schools, and from all different walks of life. It's incredible because as many differences as we all have this same passion to see growth on a global scale. Ultimately, I joined PIIC for the knowledge that I would gain and the travel experiences that I would have, and for the family.
PIIC has been the club that I have been most involved with during my time at Penn, and I think a huge reason is the amazing people that I've gotten to know there and the great memories that I have made with them. One that really stands out is, I think it was last December when we went ice skating, and by we I mean Team Guatemala, which was my case team. It was composed of 3 senior consultants and 5 associate consultants, so a big team. And we went downtown, we were together and spent the afternoon ice skating in this super nice market. And we eventually just went back to campus and had dinner together, and it was very wholesome and it was very fun. I really like that memory.
Right off the bat, I can tell you about the first time that I went to a PIIC event, and this was the night that we found out that we got into PIIC. We had a karaoke night, so we sang some great songs and we had some great food, and it was so much fun. I also remember the time that I went to New York City with some PIIC members for a career trek, and we Ubered to different companies, we took a tour, we ate Shake Shack, we ate pizza, we walked around New York City, and that day was really fun. I did lose my gloves in the Uber, but all of the friends that I was with and all of the memories that I made definitely made up for that. I also look at these smaller memories with fondness. The coffee chats with Jen, the laughing in the GSR with my consulting team, the ice skating sessions and going to Wendy's after. All of those events really made my first year in PIIC incredible.
So I think one great thing about PIIC is that you get to form all sorts of relationships, as a friend, as a mentee, as a mentor. And one that really stands out right now is my relationship with my first senior consultants during my freshman year, Christine and Varun, who were essentially my first ever mentors at Penn. And I just remember being lost about everything, about classes, about job applications, about which clubs to join. And they would always be willing to offer their advice and their help with everything. They would check my resume, recommend me professors, recommend me classes, and that was just extremely helpful. Even after they graduated, I had Varun mock interview me for a job application, and I think that just shows the strength of the relationships that you get to form in the club and how genuine and caring the people are.
I have gained so many relationships in PIIC. I mean, as far as mentors go, Jen was probably my primary mentor. She was the ACC from last year, and she actually inspired me to be an ACC. I loved having the coffee chats with her. She helped me build my resume. We had one-on-one training sessions, And because of her, I am in this position as Associate Consultant Chair this year where I want to help you guys. So as soon as you join PIIC, I'm going to be the point person for you guys to reach out for coffee chats and to help you with your trainings and your resumes, and I'm very excited to build that relationship with you. I also learned a lot from the senior consultants from Team Guatemala last year, Tati, Uri, and Yadel. They really taught me about consulting frameworks and showed me how to speak to a founder of an NGO and made me feel a lot more comfortable expressing my ideas in a group setting. They taught me everything I need to know about consulting. Brandon, last year's president, and Ella, this year's president, are also some pretty great people to form a relationship with. They always check up on you and they always give you advice, so they're some pretty awesome people to have inspiring you and being your mentor. Aside from mentors, I've also built some pretty great relationships with people in PIIC from my year. I mean, Kike and Inji and Turner and Rish. They're fantastic people, and I wouldn't have met them if it weren't for PIIC. With PIIC, you also gain these alumni connections and these networking relationships. Trust me, if you join PIIC, you will be gaining an entire family, and we can't wait to welcome you.